The Coldwater Reservoir murders. For years, people living near Coldwater Reservoir reported hearing a vehicle driving along the closed access road after midnight. The road had been blocked to the public for nearly a decade. Most residents assumed it was park maintenance. They were wrong. Everything changed during one of the worst droughts the county had experienced in 50 years. As the reservoir's water level dropped, an old pickup truck slowly emerged from the muddy shoreline. Police were called. The truck had been reported stolen 11 years earlier. Inside the cab, investigators found dried blood. But no body. Divers searched the surrounding water. Within hours, they discovered human remains trapped beneath fallen branches. The victim was identified as 24-year-old Jessica Warren, who had disappeared 9 years earlier after leaving a friend's house. Her disappearance had never been connected to the reservoir. Then a cadaver dog alerted farther along the exposed shoreline. Another body was discovered, then another. Over the next 5 days, investigators recovered 6 bodies from different areas around the reservoir. The victims had disappeared over 13 years. Different ages, different towns, different occupations. None appeared to know one another. Detectives searched for a connection. Eventually, they found one. Every victim had traveled along Route 6 shortly before disappearing. Route 6 passed less than 2 miles from the reservoir. Investigators began reviewing old police reports from the highway. Several victims had called family members shortly before vanishing. 3 mentioned seeing flashing lights behind them. One told her husband she thought a police officer was pulling her over. She never called again. Detectives immediately searched records for traffic stops along Route 6. There were none at those times. Someone may have been impersonating law enforcement. Police interviewed hundreds of former officers, security guards, tow truck operators, and roadside workers. Nothing produced a suspect. Then investigators examined the stolen pickup recovered from the reservoir. Hidden beneath the driver's seat was a portable emergency light. It could attach magnetically to a vehicle roof. Forensic technicians also found traces of blood belonging to 2 victims inside the truck. The killer had apparently used stolen vehicles. That explained why witnesses had described different cars over the years. Then another discovery changed the investigation. As the reservoir continued shrinking, workers spotted something metallic protruding from the mud. It was another vehicle. Inside the trunk were personal belongings belonging to 3 victims. Investigators searched the entire vehicle for fingerprints. Nothing usable remained, but underneath the dashboard, technicians discovered a small handwritten number, 2147. Nobody knew what it meant. A badge number, an address, a date. Detectives spent months searching. Nothing matched. Then an anonymous letter arrived at the sheriff's department. It contained only 5 words. You're reading the number wrong. No fingerprints, no DNA, no return address. Investigators reconsidered everything. One detective finally reversed the number, 7412. Route 7412 was an abandoned forestry road nearly 40 miles from Coldwater Reservoir. Police searched it immediately. Cadaver dogs alerted near an old concrete drainage tunnel. 2 more bodies were recovered. 8 victims. The killer had apparently known investigators would eventually understand the message. But nobody knew why they were being helped. The murders stopped after the discovery. Years passed. No suspect was identified. Coldwater Reservoir eventually filled again. The vehicles disappeared beneath the surface. Today, 8 murders are officially connected to the case. Investigators believe there could be more. But one detail continues to disturb the detectives who worked Coldwater. Before the reservoir refilled, police installed several motion-activated cameras along the restricted access road. For months, they recorded nothing unusual. Then, on the final night before rising water covered the original recovery site, one camera activated at 2:17 a.m. The photograph showed a person standing at the water's edge. Their face was hidden. They appeared to be wearing an old reflective traffic jacket. In one hand was a magnetic emergency light. In the other was a cardboard sign. Investigators enlarged the photograph. 4 words were written across it. You didn't find everyone. Police searched the reservoir again. They found nothing. The Coldwater Reservoir murders remain unsolved.